Isn't that great?
Yeah. One of these we should do with no headphones.
Well, you can start right now. I don't care. What do you want to do?
I like it with headphones. It sounds so good. I was just saying one of them we should do.
We're not gonna, but we could.
We could. We could do it.
Mean mugging it. Hey, welcome back to Two Fingers Podcast. This is Cory. I'm Phil. And we're here today.
I'm tired.
I feel that. Samesies. Why are you tired, Cory?
Just not feeling it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feeling it? Like
It.
is anything?
Well, I mean, I slept okay. Night
Okay.
before wasn't good.
Yep.
And the night before that wasn't good. Some kids sickos in the house.
Okay. Sicko.
But yeah, like there's just some days where. Let me tell you something, Phil.
Do it. Like the way you snatch those glasses off your skull.
There's just some days where you just feel tired.
Yeah.
Mentally tired. You've just done a lot. I've been a war, and I just want to break. Just want to rest my feet in a hot tub.
Yep.
Even though I hate hot tubs. No big reason. Nothing bad happened. Yeah, just
childhood trauma.
Yeah, no, just tired. Just tired. Yeah.
I think I'm just getting old, man. It's part of it.
Yeah, 29's rough, isn't it?
It's so tough. 29. Sound like well, anyway.
That's good.
Yeah, so we had storms roll through last night and
Yeah, we did.
and my pooch at around 1:30ish. I don't know if the storms woke him up or whatever, but he was awake and batting at his little kennel there, and so
You don't like the loud noises?
no, he's kind of a scaredy cat. But I was like, well, I'll get up and let him out.
Yeah.
And it was raining a little bit, so he went out for a minute, came back in, and then I think that's really probably the bigger thing is he probably just needed to use the restroom there, and then I climbed back in bed and I'm like, well, I'm awake now.
Your brain's rolling through all the things.
Not really. I fell asleep at 9:30.
My man.
I'd already been asleep for like 4 hours. So I was like, well,
That's not too bad.
that's half a night's sleep. Like, I'm awake.
Yeah. My grandpa, that's what he runs on all the time. He's
Yeah.
fine with it. Like
Yeah.
some people can just do that.
Right.
Shout out to my grandpa.
Good job, Gramps. But yeah, so anyway, I was awake. Just I never fell asleep, and then I got up and I came to work
Yeah. Nice.
and did some things. Did a shoot today.
Mm-hmm.
Been editing some stuff, and like it, I don't know, 1 o'clock. I was like, oh, it hit me.
Maybe that's why I'm tired. Yesterday? No, it was the day before. Never mind. That's not why I'm tired.
No,
Good talk. Good talk.
That we had this time. Anyways,
Oh,
all
man.
right. Well, enough of us being tired. Here we are. We might be tired, but they aren't.
Well, so
They
but
might be.
I feel like these fine folk here have had a tired day. And no, they haven't. Never mind. I'm sorry. You're right. You haven't.
Nobody out there's tired. Just us.
Just us. Yeah, we're the only entrepreneurs, only
Ever.
parents
Yeah.
that have ever been tired. I tell you what, being a parent is tough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great. I love it. I wouldn't take it back. You're never ready for it. So if you're 20-something and you're like, you're 30-something and you're like, I want to get more ready to be a parent, you never will get there.
It's not going to happen.
You never will get there.
No.
You should probably be a little mature, maybe. But
You wouldn't screw that. That's not true either.
But you'll never be there. So, but it's worth jumping into. It's great. The rewards of watching their personalities grow and the things they say and teach you and the things you learn about yourself. I think we talked about that before, how, I just kept learning how selfish I was. And they make me a better person. Yeah. But, man, sometimes it's hard to balance the reactions versus responses from myself, my reactions versus responses. And then watching them also balancing reactions versus response. And if one person has some high negative energy that's very contagious to everybody else.
Sure.
It can throw everybody off. And then we can also jump into that pool and make it worse or make it better. And yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 kids, you add a lot of elements in there, from just 1 or 2 kids. Now you've got 4 people, on top of the 2 parents. That's
right.
That's 6 chaos tornadoes that could happen.
That's right.
And so,
and
that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot of mental energy.
Yeah,
it's not like I had a fight with my family or wife or anything today or yesterday, but it definitely plays into a lot of stresses that we have.
Right.
And I feel like the people that are maybe watching our show, entrepreneurs, salespeople, go-getters of some sort, and maybe parents or or something like that, or they just like watching 2 jackwagons run a train off the rails. But I feel like people can relate to having a tired day.
Sure.
Yeah. What am I sipping on here?
I think what you put in your glass was the 1792 here, the small batch, 1792.
Sweet and smooth.
Bourbon. It's bourbon.
Yep, sweet and smooth. Kind of some cherry undertones there. A little spice there on the end. A little, just a little bit. Not like hot, spice, but just a little flavor. Yeah. What you got?
I got the what's it? I just picked it up today for the first time.
Let me tell you what
Corazon.
you have there. You, sir, have the Corazon Tequila de Agave. Yeah, the Añejo. Single estate tequila.
I like it. It's real smooth.
So here's the nom number. That's what I was telling you about.
It is real smooth.
Yours is from 1103.
It's got like vanilla notes.
Yeah.
A little caramel in there.
Wait, hold on.
If you're a bourbon.
That's a good. I just like the
bong. Yeah, that's nice. This bottle has a good one on it too. Has a good spong.
Vanilla.
It's not quite like that. If you're into bourbons, if you're into caramely bourbons, that's a good tequila.
My absolute fave is El Mayor tequila, and there's only
which one, the Añejo
the darkest one, the Añejo. Yeah, I like that's my good sipper.
Yeah,
it's kind of more bourbony, whiskey, scotchy than it is tequila-y.
Right.
But that's great for old fashions. It's just great by itself.
Yeah.
Big old ice ball, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's got kind of a woodsy flavor to it that I enjoy. So the nom number I was telling you about yesterday.
Yeah, right.
So this is 1103. So you can get online and look for if you're like, ooh, I like this flavor profile and not that other tequila. You can look and see, oh, this is 1103. It's kind of like a zip code.
Yeah.
And so you look at the region.
It's not 103 people have gone like nom 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 nom. They like it so much.
It's 1103, so it's 1,103.
1103. Look, I got dad jokes for days. All right,
but you could look up on a map or a chart and see what others are made in that area.
Yeah.
And so the El Mayor, my favorite, there's only 2 others besides it, so there's 3 that are made in that area, but those other 2 aren't sold in Kansas. So I don't know if I like that flavor profile or just that brand, but that's a little fun fact for you, for you to.
Añejo,
yeah.
Do you know what it means?
No.
The heart.
The heart. I thought that was El Corazon. This is the heart.
Your mom's the heart.
No, that's El Corazon. I know that because I watched The Jewel of the Nile like 900 times as a kid.
Then what's Añejo?
Dark.
Is it?
I don't know. Where's my phone? I don't have my phone.
We're gonna cut this whole part out of the actual podcast.
Why? We don't know everything. What does Añejo mean?
I know everything. I know all Spanish.
Comment.
Actually, my missionary friends probably know what that means because they are very fluent in
Añejo.
So
if I keep saying it, maybe it'll come to me.
That's usually how it works. Yeah, if you just continue to say it, you'll figure it out. That's how it goes.
What are we doing today?
I don't know,
what
man.
are we doing today? We
got to get it together.
We're just riffing. We're just riffing.
Get it? That's what we do every day. What's different? What is different?
So last episode, we talked about the 10X Growth Con.
Yeah, we did that.
I brought my notepad this time.
Same.
Look at you. I wanted to share something else that I learned.
Do that.
I will, and I was going to.
You should.
John Maxwell. Getting older is automatic. Growing is intentional. I liked that one.
It's good.
If you're the head of the class, the best in the room, you're in the wrong class. You're in the wrong room. That was good.
Good old
We need to stop microwaving leaders, and we need to start crock-potting leaders.
Yeah. He's got the sayings, the one-line zingers, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, you can't just pow, 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 quickly become something. Microwave.
Yeah.
Crock-pot, it takes a while to soften up those juices, get that flavor in there, simmer it up.
Yeah.
That was a good one. People say, how long will it take? He says, no, stop asking that question. Ask, how far can I go?
Man.
And that one's like endurance,
That's hot
perseverance.
sauce.
Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, this was good. He had an acronym for CLEAR.
Okay.
Communicate well.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership! Exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Equipping and training. Attitude and relationships. Which of those do you feel like you struggle with the most? Here's the list. Right there in the middle.
Communicate well, leadership, equipping and training, attitude, and relationships.
I know that my communication style is a little chaotic because I am a high energy spaz brain, jump all over the place. So I understand what I'm saying, but not everybody does. So I need to learn I need to work on that. That's something that I need to work on is
Communicate so a message is received.
Yeah. I feel like no matter who you are, even John Maxwell can learn to communicate better. Everybody can. That's something we can always work on.
Yeah. Maybe, man, I don't know. As of late, maybe attitude.
Okay. You've just been kind of grumpy.
We
talked about that last episode too.
We did. Not grumpy so much. I think maybe just
you went in the Facebook chat throwing some L's around.
Yeah. And dude, it's funny. It's funny we talked about that last episode because in my being up for 4 or 5 hours throughout the middle of the night, there are some things that I caught on to on Instagram and things like that. I was like, oh, okay, well this is cool from a business standpoint, things like that. And then
just put in your ear pods and scrolling in your bed.
Yeah. Then somebody commented on one of my posts from what we talked about last episode, and
oh yeah,
I was like, are you just? Did you just friend me just to do this? So I haven't responded. And
yeah.
Anyway, but I think the attitude from a standpoint of like trying to make sure I can keep myself not just motivated, but like, should I really be doing this? Like, do I want to keep doing this? Like, it's hard, right?
The business that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this really going to be successful? Man, it's not going to be successful. I can't do this. I know we've talked about this multiple times on the shows.
And I felt that hard last week too.
Imposter syndrome, right? And all that. And like, I'm just not good enough to do it and whatever. So I think that's the one I would probably struggle with the most. Because we're still in the early stages.
The most like quantitative right now, or repetition throughout your life, consistently feeling is attitude a consistent theme for you, just in ups and down seasons, or is it that's what you're struggling with the most right now?
It's probably been a consistent or a reoccurring thing in my life.
Sure.
And when I say attitude, maybe it's not as much attitude as it is feelings of self-worth.
Sure.
So
sure.
Which affect your attitude.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I say that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, so probably that one. And then maybe, communication. I think that's something that, again, I've for so long it's been kind of just me. And so making sure I'm communicating well just like he says, communicate well to the team, and that they aren't waiting on me for things.
Yeah, giving good expectations.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
yeah, that's a good list. Clear.
Communicate well, leadership, equipping and training. That'd probably be my next one. Attitude, and then relationships. So he asked a question: are you willing to do what I did in order to do what I do? Remember that?
Yeah. Maybe I should get my notes out.
Maybe. Because, mine are perfect.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to compare, because yours are way better.
They're not. So are you willing to do what I did in order to do what I do? So if you look up to somebody and they're just epic rich or epic successful or epic connected or epic happy or whatever, epic healthy, you want that.
Epic.
So you want to do what they're doing. You want what they have. Well, are you willing to do what they did in order to get what they have or what they're doing? And I thought that was good, because a lot of times we want that microwave mentality. Like, I want it now. I want what they have now. I want that Lambo. I want that life. I want that house, that travel schedule. I want their joy, their stress freeness, whatever. Well, are you willing to do what they did? If they dug deep into their heart and they dealt with a lot of wounds and went to therapy and stuff to get that joy and that happiness,
right.
And went through all their crap in order to do that.
Right.
That's difficult.
It is.
So if you want a log cabin, you got to start chopping down some trees.
He talked a lot about mentorship.
Yeah.
Mentorship has helped him grow the most, is what he said.
Yeah.
He said, and the goal is so that he says the goal is so that I can say I'm amazing.
Okay, explain that.
I don't. That's all I wrote.
Oh.
But
what does that mean to you?
What I could say is, like with what I'm dealing with right now.
Okay.
Saying, the attitude and what have you.
So you finding a mentor and mentoring under them, so that you can say you're amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And what does that look like?
Because I learn the things that I don't know.
Okay.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And mentors who have been through the experience that may be able to, not may be able to, that can shed light on things that you haven't experienced yet. You don't know what you don't know, right? So as you walk through that and start to learn those things and become better at the thing you're doing, then, the goal is you say that, okay, I'm amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
he said, don't be an asshole.
That's true. He did, didn't he?
I forgot what that pertains to. Asks for help, but doesn't do what they say.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Someone that always, hey, give me advice. Can I have advice? How does this work? What do this, that. How can I do better? How can I be better? And then
can I have a
tell
handout?
them,
can you connect me with so-and-so?
And then they don't ever do what you tell them to do, but they just keep asking.
Yeah. Which is great. Ask,
I guess.
but take some action.
Yeah. Do something. Do something.
There's a lot of people that don't ask. I guess that's why I say it's great that they're asking, because there's a lot of people that don't. Like, I don't want to ask for help. I'm too proud. I'm too proud. Like, blah, blah, blah. No, ask away.
Right.
You have not because you ask not.
That's right.
And but do something with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't be an asshole. I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, but I didn't write down any of what those numbers were. So that list of 7 mystery things there.
You just have 1 through 7 written down.
Yeah.
From John.
1 through 7. I was prepared.
Well, do you want them?
Do you have them?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, baby.
I have 7 points here.
Let's go.
Understand the importance of mentorship.
This is going to take forever.
I've got notes under
Understand what?
I can give them to you later.
Okay.
Understand the importance of mentorship.
Okay.
Growth is not automatic. Getting older is, you said this is automatic.
I remember
getting better is intentional.
Yeah.
If you're at the head of you already said all these. Everything you need and want is out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So number 2 is value the process of mentoring. Stop microwaving leaders. You said that. You said the one, not how long will it take, but how far can it go? You said that. When you think you can afford to quit is when you can't afford to quit.
Yeah. That was a good one.
And 3 is determine the areas of your life you need to be mentored in. Okay. You can't grow in every area.
Yeah.
Narrow it down to your giftedness and talent areas.
Yeah. Yeah, your zone of genius. People say that a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where to grow, and that's where the clear comes in. And you talked about this in the last episode. Is you can only chase one rabbit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got
That's
that
what he
right
says,
here.
pick a rabbit. Number 4 is be the right person.
Yeah.
What we accomplish in life is not based on what we want, but how much we want it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in my scrolling last night, one of the co-founders of Netflix, really interesting. He was telling a story about how Blockbuster almost took them down.
Wow.
So he said they came out with this program on however, you got your movies and DVDs or whatever. He said it wasn't great.
Whose wasn't?
Blockbusters. And then they came back with a second version, and he said it was a lot less sucky. And he said, and then they figured it out and had this incredible program, and it was so good that Netflix started losing customers. And this was back in early 2000s.
Is this like the mail your DVDs in requested thing and they would just come in the mail? Because Netflix was doing that too.
They were, but the catch that Blockbuster had was they still had store locations. So while you're waiting for your stuff to come, you can go to the store and still get something. And if something shows up to your house, you can take that and return it to the store. It was just
nice.
It was just working very well.
Yeah.
And Netflix was like, oh crap. Well, the board of directors or whoever it was decided that year that and he named the guy, I can't think of the name of the CEO of Blockbuster, that they didn't give him his bonus that year. So he said, I'm out.
Wow.
So they get a new CEO in there who didn't have much experience in the digital space. And he's like, we don't need to do that digital thing. And one decision shut down the whole thing. And now Netflix is what it is. Wow. Blockbuster went away.
So one decision that Blockbuster made.
Correct.
Yeah. Because they hired the new guy.
That's right.
And the new guy didn't follow through.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't so much. So Netflix didn't kill Blockbuster.
No, they did it to themselves.
Blockbuster made a critical error
in abandoning the innovation that the path they were on.
Yeah.
Right.
So did he just not believe in it? He didn't like it. He was biased against digital stuff, or he didn't see the potential.
So I don't know that much.
Yeah.
This is just, and I wish I could remember the guy's name, the co-founder of Netflix. And we can look it up, but he just said that he just wasn't too well versed into the digital and just thought it wasn't important.
The Blockbuster guy.
Yeah, the Blockbuster guy.
Yeah. I mean, because that was pretty early adaptation of streaming and everything.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, we were still Napstering and LimeWiring at that.
That's right.
LimeWire. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that goes. That took me on a rabbit trail of how much you want it. So because I saw that video, then it took me to another one, and he says this is the co-founder of Netflix, gets asked a lot, when should I abandon my startup? Mm-hmm. And he says, really, I don't know. He said, but it comes down to 3 things. And I'm going to see if I get these right. It's determination.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
And interest.
Other people's interest.
No, yours.
Your interest.
Your interest.
Wouldn't that be like determination, though?
Then that's why I'm saying maybe it wasn't determination. I know it was your interest and financial. Is it making you money?
I guess you could be interested in something but not determined.
Sure.
I like this.
Yeah.
But you're not taking action on it.
Right. So he said, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
So you can't just go, it's a one size fits all.
No.
For your businesses, for my businesses.
Every market's different.
Maybe the money's there,
different.
But I've lost interest in it. Well, guess what? You probably should quit then. If you really truly aren't interested in it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or give it up to somebody else or whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot of great ideas out there that failed because
Yep.
of other variables besides being a great idea.
Right.
Wouldn't it? Okay. So let's pretend that Netflix was the one that killed Blockbuster, not
Sure.
that Blockbuster killed themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. You won. And you're Mick Rich now.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel? You, Phil. How would Phil feel about destroying another company?
Um,
Isn't that, I've never thought of that before.
I haven't either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me on the onset. It's like, well, it kind of makes me want to feel sad about that. Like I don't want to destroy other marketing agencies.
Yeah. But in a way, you're like. Also, you're like, I won.
At least I don't think I do.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. What do you guys? How competitive are you out there? That might be interesting comments to see. Like, oh, I have no problem killing another company.
But that's the next thing on this number 4 is you got to be hungry. Sponsor yourself. Invest in yourself first. If you want to do what someone else is doing, you have to do what they did. You already talked about that. Price always separates the players from the pretenders.
That was good.
Yeah.
I remember us both going, ooh.
Yeah. 5 is pick the right person. Who you learn from is more important than what you learn.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That is a big one.
So in the mentorship is what we're talking about. Pick the right person.
Yeah. Yep. So be the right person was the other one.
Yep.
This one's pick the right person.
Right.
Yeah.
6 is get yourself out of the people pile.
Yep.
That was he told a whole fun story there, which we're not going to retell here, but
differentiate yourself.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to be the guy that stands out from the crowd of 100?
Yep. Show them, don't tell them about it.
I feel like the people pile, the college degree, that is the people pile. That is a people pile. It's a big one.
It is one.
People are applying for your job, and you've got 6 people that all have the same degree.
Yeah.
No experience.
Right.
Almost the same colleges.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'm going on your attitude, your personality here. You know, your resume is nothing.
Yeah.
They're all canceled each other out.
Right.
So I feel like if you can get an internship somewhere and get some experience, that to me, I would rather hire you than based off a resume.
Yeah.
If it was, you have some experience,
Yep.
so go do something.
Right.
I would rather see that you had a leaf raking business at 7 years old that failed. I'll be like, ooh, all right, what'd you learn? Tell me about that. I like that.
For sure.
So
but that's so true.
Get out of the people pile.
Right. It's the same thing like in auditions and stuff I've done.
Yeah.
For somebody sends me an audition for a specific role while I walk in the room, and it's been sent to, 50 other guys that look exactly like me.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do to differentiate? I was just reading the thing on William Zabka, the guy that played Johnny in Karate Kid. He was like, they wanted me to come read for it, and I walk in a room, and it's 100 blonde jerks. It's like we all look the same.
Yeah.
So
because some agency.
But what made him stand out from everybody is this was his first movie. He was doing commercial acting. This was his first movie acting, and he said as he was reading the script, he's like, "Now I wasn't a jerk like Johnny was, but everything else, it was like I can 100% relate to this guy." And he shows up to the audition, and all the other guys are in character, and nobody talked to him. He just literally went into the room, and he was himself. And they're like, "You're the one."
This is the Cobra Kai. He's the protagonist in the movie.
Yeah. So now Cobra Kai,
black vest,
right?
Yeah,
Johnny's the blonde. Yep. So anyway, interesting. So
Get out of the people pile.
Yeah. So every day I have to ask myself, how can I separate from everyone else? And then 7 is have an understanding of the front end. You can't, what does he say? I can't read my own writing. You can't moan and lead at the same time.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
You can't moan and lead at the same time.
Think
about that for a second. Watchers.
Yeah.
You can't moan and lead at the same time. Yeah. That's gold.
The dream is free. The journey isn't.
Podcast is over.
Yeah, that's it.
That was it. That was it. The dream is free. The journey is not. Is that what you said?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Influence people by adding value to them right away.
That was the last one that I wrote down. One right before that is, if you're going to be a leader, you are going to get hurt.
Wow. That's a true story.
We'll be back in 4 seconds.
That's right.
2001.
We can keep talking about this, or
2002.
We can talk more about the interesting stuff I found on Instagram last night.
2004.
Well, that was quick. Welcome back after the break.
It was the quickest.
There's something going on over there.
I just want to say, I'm feeling more energy now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
This is good.
Good.
I like this. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
And I feel like that is when we surround ourselves with other motivated people that have energy, that you're pouring into me. And so I'm getting recharged.
Yeah.
Our cameras are hooked up to batteries right now.
Sure.
They're plugged into the wall. They're getting their power from the power source. Like they're getting energy. Like you've plugged into me and I am getting vitality from you.
Easy.
It's very interesting. That's a whole topic that we could go off on there at some point. Is
Cory, I've thoroughly messed up my hoodie.
Is it a hoodie-based hoodie this time?
It is. It's always a hoodie-based
It's a
hoodie.
Carhartt.
Look at that.
I can barely see it. Barely. Pro tip.
Still.
Pro tip. If you use a different fabric or napkin or whatnot, like, and you try to rub your clothes off, it's not as good as if you use the cloth itself to rub the cloth. So same fabric on same fabric. I bet if you were to like flip something up and like rub on it, then it would like get back to normal again. I don't know. Something about the same textures rubbing on each other.
I think this is from me spraying like the cleaner on it.
Do it. Rub it. Do it.
Right now?
We'll blur it out. Oh, you got the sleeve. Oh, whatever. PG rated, fine.
It's not working. I'm just getting warm. He's not working.
There's friction.
Did it work?
No, not at all.
It didn't work.
Yeah, typically it works.
See what happens.
Didn't work this
when
time.
you do things live on TV. What are we talking about? We said something about...
We had left off with, if you're going to be a leader, you're going to get hurt.
Have you experienced that yet?
Being hurt? No, I've never been hurt.
As like from a leadership standpoint.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do we think this is? Why if you're going to be a leader, you're going to get hurt? Why do we just say that and okay, that's right, we just accept it?
Because
why is it right?
We are risking so much and we care. And other people are not always going to think the same way that you think. And so if you have a family member that's like, you can't do that. You're going to have a job. You're going to have a regular job like me in 5 years. Well, he's saying that he doesn't think he can do it by saying you're going to have a regular job like me. And he's also saying that he doesn't think you have what it takes to do it. And so now you're like, well, now you don't think I can do it. Like that's words of de-affirmation. That hurts. If we're going to be honest, that hurts.
Yeah.
Some people absorb that less than others, but it's like those types of things in various different forms.
Yeah.
Or a client says, you're way overpriced. Well, they're saying that they don't think that price is worth what you do. Yeah, you're not good enough for that price. Yeah. So that hurts too.
Sure.
And there's also levels of, I don't care, but there are certain things that do hurt, but I believe it's because we do care.
Yeah.
We couldn't get hurt if we don't care.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't get hurt if I didn't have feelings.
Yeah.
So when we're hurt, that means that there's some level there that we care about, and that got damaged, snipped, whatever, poked at.
Snip a clip.
Yeah. And so if you're a leader, you are the one that is putting yourself out there. You're the one taking the risk.
Suck it up, bucko.
You're the guy that's jumping out of the trench first and is running across the field into the hail of bullets. You're going to get shot.
Yeah.
You're the leader. So, yeah. All right, so fun topic. One of the next, and I didn't write down his name. It was in the between time, and it was really good. He talked a lot about buzzwords, and I loved it because I hate buzzwords. Synergy.
Did I miss that one?
You caught some of it. He had that like dark background behind him, if that makes sense. He used to be a magician and a teacher. And now he coaches people. He was one of the stages guys. But he was talking about what are the words that your leads or your potential customers are using to describe their problems.
Oh,
they're not using words like solutions.
I did catch that.
And innovation.
Yes, sir.
And so when we write our mission statements or our websites, our copy, Cory here, owner of Fin Street Solar, we provide innovative solutions to the energy, to enhance your, people don't talk like that.
Right.
So talk like what people talk about.
Yeah.
I want solar on my house. I want to save some money, like,
right.
Make it sound 100%. Dumb because like that's how we talk.
Yeah.
We talk simple.
Yep.
And so stop using buzzwords.
Yeah.
Our company uses innovative solutions to provide synergy between multi-conglomerates and what?
Yeah. Who? Where? What?
So I love that because I hate those corporate buzzwords.
Yeah.
Those salesy, stupid buzzwords.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I was like, all right, I need to
That
go
was a
back
challenge to
through
me.
and get rid of
Yeah.
all the stupid buzzwords
Yep.
that I know I already still do have in there.
Yeah.
Still do.
No, that was certainly a challenge to me for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Mark Randolph, there he is.
Was that his name? Sounds familiar.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me. I promise you that I'm engaged here.
You're searching things.
I am, because this has kind of been on my
Actually,
face a little bit.
So on the 10X Growth On
He's
website.
one of the co-founders of Netflix, Mark Randolph.
Oh, we're going back.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Because this was bugging me a little bit about should you quit or not? Should I give up or should I not?
Mark Randolph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Co-founders of Netflix.
And
I remember when those guys came out. That's how old I am, children.
Yeah. So, right. It's determination, money, or determination to make it work, running out of money, and losing interest. Sorry. I had to get that out there. Now you know. Thank you for walking with me hand in hand on that journey as I figured out the 3 things to bring back to you from making your business work. All right. So, yep. Buzzwords.
I just remembered, if you go to, I believe it's Grant Cardone's blog,
Yeah.
grantcardone.com, and the blog,
Yep.
there is a whole recap of the big quotes from every speaker.
Great.
So it probably won't have what we have, because we have the extra stuff
Sure.
with the people in between.
Right.
Because after the speaker would get off stage, they'd go back and they'd do a behind the scenes interview.
Because we were watching online.
Yeah, and we got to watch the main speaker and all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it was dope.
So we just didn't pee for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Be specific and small.
But we did eat Mexican.
Niche down.
Who are you talking? You just this guy. What day was he?
It was right after John Maxwell.
Okay,
So
day 1.
Day 1. Yeah.
And I didn't take any notes from that guy. I took notes from Brandon Dawson, though.
That's next.
What would it take to change your life in 5 years?
Oh, no, that's not what he said. What would it take to completely change your life in 5 years?
I'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
So what would it take to change completely your life in 5 years?
Well, I think that's why I am investing my time and energies into connecting with these fellows, because I don't know.
Connecting with what fellows?
Grant, Brandon,
Okay. Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah.
All those guys out there.
So learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Continuous improvement.
Could you confidently say this would change my life in 5 years? I mean, from what standpoint? We can go all kinds of directions with that. Like, let's just talk about real quickly from a clientele standpoint then that translates into income into my business. Well, let's just say I have 10 more clients at a specific membership level. That would completely change my life.
Yeah. I would say,
I don't know that I have to take 5 years to get there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to quantify that. And I don't know how.
complete discipline, which would be very difficult for me.
Sure.
Because I am not a disciplined personality type.
Yeah.
Complete discipline would change my family's and my employees' lives drastically in 5 years.
Sure.
Would be multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
And
that's really good.
And because I would say, my first thought was, money would drastically change my life, because I've already had a ton of rock bottom moments.
Sure.
And so I've had a ton of personal growth and development.
Yeah.
Still have a ton to go. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not say that. But I feel like the quality of who I am has been refined a lot already. So that's not what I'm needing. I'm not needing like maturity and those kind of things. To really change my life. That would enhance and supplement and improve. I can always improve.
Sure.
But so money's not the answer.
Mm-hmm.
That would But how do I? And so then I took a step back. Okay, well, how would I get the money?
Right.
Well, I'd get the money by really doing the work, like with extreme prejudice and vigor.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have any fun for 5 years. I'm going to just sow crops and harvest crops, and that's it.
Right.
See my family in between.
Yeah.
And that would take extreme discipline.
Yeah.
And that's hard for me.
I'm on the same page with you. That's where I'm at.
It's so hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to be doing this.
Right.
I should be working.
Sure. Well,
now we have.
But my
other
friend,
goals,
we
though.
started a podcast, and so
did.
guess what we get to do now?
Have
we
fun.
get to record episodes.
Yeah.
So this is work for you now.
It is.
I mean,
And
it's not work, but it is.
and this
It's on your to-do list.
this has big potential. We
Sure.
want to. We were talking the other day about some big ideas that we have, big changes, but still keeping the same vibe, but really taking this far. And we could have all sorts of cool people on here and connect with and grow our businesses because of this, help other people grow their businesses
100%.
because of that. If we had 1,000 subscribers and we went over to some coffee shop and did our interview there, well, think about how much more business that coffee shop would get because we brought some people there. So this is important, and I love this.
Right.
But I'm not laser hyper-focused on the one rabbit, right now. And so that would change my life in 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drastically, completely.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, discipline is a big one. Big one.
Be the owl. Who?
Right.
Who
Ask
can I
all
follow?
the questions.
Who is winning? Who can I trust? Who can I follow? I did that one twice.
Who's an example?
Who is doing it?
Yep.
Dude, Brandon is a machine.
He's a machine.
That is a brain that I will never have. Like he is like a master spreadsheet database. I think he's a robot. I really do. I think he's a robot. Brandon.
And his hair is really, really nice. Like, so it's almost like too perfect.
He's got those sweet looking glasses.
Yeah. Grant probably just had him built.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is the new AI.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good stuff. I mean, we got 3 days of notes here. We can go through all of them at some point.
Tyler Perry was a wild card for me.
Okay.
The only Tyler Perry that I've had in my life is I've never watched a movie of his. I don't know why. It's not like I avoided them. I just have never watched a movie. There's plenty of movies I haven't watched. But I had always heard that all he does is just play a girl role in black movies. And it's not, I wasn't like, I'm not running away from that. But it's just like, okay. I mean, that's, okay.
Yeah.
And that was like all that I had ever heard about him.
Sure.
Well, dude, he was like a philosopher. Like
Yeah.
he was talking like deep stuff, like had nothing to do with, that's just a tiny part of what he does. Like that's not who he is. That is not his identity is playing the.
Well, it just, I mean, I've seen, I started watching him and his stuff, and Medea Goes to Jail and stuff like that. Like the stage production, not the movie.
Yeah,
the
'cause he was
actual
theater.
theatrical, production. And it's hilarious. And I just don't think it, because it's him playing the woman, it just makes it that much more funny. I don't know why, it just does. But yeah, so he's saying things like sometimes your failure is your proving time.
Mm-hmm.
That is good, man.
Yeah.
Honor the process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pause on that one maybe for a second. I think that's the thing that I'm having to remind myself of in the honoring the process is to not despise small beginnings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And go, everything has a process. If there's going to be fruit, it's not like all of a sudden, boink, there's a tree and it's got apples on it, right?
Yeah.
It takes time. The tree has to take time to actually grow before it can actually bear the weight of the fruit.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things. And so honor every step of the process and know if I don't honor that part of the process, I could get down the road.
Yeah.
And if I didn't take time with this part of the process, maybe it falls apart later because I didn't really
You shortcutted it.
right.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anyways.
Don't walk into the room telling them your secret weapon. I like that. But that's funny.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah, there's Stop being jealous. Just work hard.
Yes. Yes. There was one here he said about jealousy. Oh, understand why your path is different. Don't be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all have the same thing. That goes back to a little bit about last episode, is the perspective on things.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be jealous. My path is different. I'm not walking it the same way. I don't see things the same way that you do. I don't experience things the same way. And that's all right. Yeah.
This was cool too. I mean, so many times we see people talk about money in a bad way. And people misquote the Bible all the time and say money is the root of all evil. Yeah. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
That's right.
And it's actually not money. It's the love of mammon, and that's totally different. So that's interesting. And so he says money is important. Yeah. It is vitally important. You need to establish home bases before you can help others.
Yeah.
I can't help somebody with what they need if my door's closed down and I can't keep the lights on.
Right.
I have to be able to pay my bills as an entrepreneur, business owner, so that I can then serve other people.
That's right.
And so
I took an entire course in college called The Bible on Finances. And our textbook, it was just, one of the books we had. It was a book, about that big, about that thick, and it was just everything the Bible had to say about finances, and that we should all have storehouses full that we're able to bless out of. Yeah. Well, a storehouse full to me, buddy.
A storehouse.
And storehouses, plural, in the plural. You've got to be able to have resource if you're going to bless out of your resource.
They've found this archaeologically in Egypt. There is this giant pit that was made, built, structured, underground base kind of thing, open top. You'd dump the grain in there, and there were stairs down the back, and the grain, and you would just like fill up your thing of grain, and then you'd walk up out of it. So it wasn't above ground silo, it was an underground silo, but it was, lined with limestone blocks, and it was like an upside down pyramid kind of thing. And it was made by this Joseph, who's in the Bible. So they found one of these big silos, and it's really cool because the Bible talks about how he had a dream that there was going to be 7 years of plenty, and there's going to be 7 years of famine. Yeah. So during that 7 years of plenty, and he was number 2 in Egypt by name, but he's basically number 1 because the Pharaoh just kind of sat and did Pharaoh things.
Here's my ring.
He's the guy that did everything.
Right.
And so he stored up and gathered as much resources as possible during those 7 years. Yeah. And then during the 7 years of famine, not only was Egypt sound, but other countries were coming in and basically trading everything so they could have food because they didn't have anything. Right. So Egypt got super wealthy during that time, and they've found these now, and it's really cool. Yeah. And so other countries would have suffered, and Egypt would have suffered had there not been that we need to establish wealth and protect it and be prepared to do other things. Yeah. So you got to take care of your house first, which that could literally be your house, in your relationships. That could be your mind, your whatever, or it could be your business. I have to take care of my business first. I have to pay for my things so that I can grow, expand, serve other people. So many photographers, I cut my teeth being a photographer professionally, and there's the artists, and then there's the business people. Well, a lot of photographers obviously are artists, and they're like, I'm really good at taking photos. Maybe I should make some money at it. They suck at business, and they don't understand those concepts, and they really struggle. Yeah. One of the main things they just need to do is like triple their prices. We just don't value ourselves.
Just raise your prices.
Yeah, we don't value ourselves. That's right. $500 for a wedding? No way. Right. You can work all day plus the next 3 months, and you're just going to charge $500? No. McDonald's pays you better than that.
That's right.
So there's the artist and there's the business person. I'm not the best at either, but I was able to, with a little bit of this and a little bit of that, do something with it. But if you're like just business and you have no art at all and you want to run a photography company, we need to probably hire that person, but you know how to do this. So you have to balance those things. But so many of us are like, I don't want to charge that much because I want to love the customer.
Right.
Well, you're going to love the customer once because you're not going to have the money to keep open to love them a second time.
Right.
So you're going to be out of business.
Right.
So you can love one person or you can love 100 people by actually serving them.
Right.
So provide value. It's not just money.
That's right.
Provide value.
That's right.
People will pay for that.
They will. Man, that's good.
Yeah. So money's important.
It is.
Money's important.
Yep.
What was that? What did he say? Grant said, if you have a problem and you have money, you shouldn't have a problem or something, because money can solve most problems.
Mm-hmm. It can.
You know, and I would say the ones that it can't solve, those are like probably deep heart ones.
Sure.
You know, but you could probably pay for a therapist to help with that.
Right.
You know,
right.
If you're having, you know, issues with your kids not learning, well, money would be able to help them have a tutor or go to a different school or whatever, you know, or move to a different city that has better schools. You know, just all sorts of whatevers, right? So you shouldn't have problems really if you have money. So use your money wisely to solve problems. It's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, I just went off on that, didn't I?
You did. It was great, though. It's great.
We're almost at the next segment.
Let's go ahead and do it now.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll be back, folks.
We will be back for part 3 of the Two Fingers Podcast. Alex Edwards, I can't take your call right now. I'm in the middle of recording a podcast. I'll talk to you later.
Click, 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 click. Clicky, clicky.
That guy's awesome, and his mustache is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I wanted to read a quote. Is that okay?
I don't... Look, do you have to ask?
If you take nothing else from this chapter, if correct arguments... Nope. If you take nothing else from this chapter, if correct armaments, equipment, communications, and tactics seem a silly waste of time, if only one tool goes with you into battle against the living dead, let it be strict, unwavering, unquestionable discipline. A self-controlled group, regardless of numbers, can infinitely inflict more damage on an undead enemy than any well-armed mob. The Zombie Survival Guide.
Nice.
Very important book.
Yeah, it is. Because that's coming, you know.
So this book's great. Have you read this? Have you even heard of it before?
I've heard of it before because of you.
Oh, okay.
We shot an entire video for Kingdom Studios, and that was part of it.
Was it really?
Yeah. Don't you remember that?
No.
The pizza video?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sophia was there. And
it was much like this. You were sitting in this chair, but
Sophia
it was in there.
trying to drink.
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
Like, you can't drink. You're too young. And I threw her a
half and half
creamer pod
packet.
No, this is a total fun fiction book, but he wrote a survival guide. Basically, it's a legit survival guide.
Yeah,
it's just in the motif of zombies taking over the world, and he talks about, he mentions like multiple instances where the selenium virus and the sources and the symptoms and like all sorts of stuff. But then he goes into like weapons combat, training on defense, on the run, what you should take with you, what you should eat, things you should attack with, and why.
Now I'm getting a call. I'm sorry, Jake Sittler. I will have to talk to you later. I'm
Jake.
Recording a podcast. I love you, boo.
Oh, look at this. These are all the dates of zombie infection things that were stopped, and I believe these are all legit.
Have you seen though recently these videos of these folks that are taking this drug, and I don't know what it is, but they take this drug
Molly?
And they like legit tweak out and they look like zombies. It is so wild.
I have not seen that.
It's crazy. Like they look like flesh-eating zombies.
Like their skin and everything looks all nasty, or just their actions?
It's mostly their actions. It's mostly, but they're already looking tweaked out. So a lot of them look kind of gaunt and, just
meth heads.
Yeah, right. Oof. But it's freaky stuff, man. Like,
yeah.
You get enough people tweaking out on that, you'll have to get that guidebook out and lead us to safety.
It's already out.
I'm
ready.
I mean, it is, isn't it?
Oh man. It's interesting to think about zombies. It's actually not that hard of a stretch to get to, where there's a virus that just kind of melts your brain in a way where it's just base instincts of survival, like hunger, eating or whatnot that drives you. All prefrontal cortex is gone.
Yeah.
I just need sustenance,
Right.
you know, and for some reason I want to eat you.
Yeah.
Or even if it's not cannibalism, you know, it's like just animals or whatever. But like that zombification, that's not a hard concept. You
Well,
know?
in the insect world, there is a parasite that will take over a host and make its way to its brain. And it's like this worm-looking thing, and it will make it do things that the worm wants it to do, and then it will kill itself. And it's
Pretty sure there was a whole TV show based on a whole video game called The Last of Us.
Oh yeah,
You don't know this?
No, sir.
It was like the thing for a long. Everybody was watching it, and it's that. It's
Wait, what's the year though?
It's a fungus. It's a fungus that
There's
takes
a fungus
over.
among us.
It was.
Yeah.
And it took over, and it would control you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's his parasite. It's for it. It actually happens.
Yeah. Well, so is this fungus.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's neat. Well, there
Okay,
you go.
so here's a weird line of thinking, and I am not a doctor, so I'm going to really butcher these terms and everything. But go
I'm
with
a
me.
doctor, not a poor man.
I just play a doctor in real life. Doctor. Good movie. Put that in the comments if you know what that is, what that's from. Chevy Chase is in it. Put it in the comments. I'll give you something. So there in our bellies is bacteria. We've all heard of gut flora. Oh, we got a gut flora. You know, get better gut flora. Whatever. We have.
If I don't get this hernia fixed, my gut's going to be on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'll be running flora.
that's a little TMI for Phil right there. Yeah, you're welcome.
So in our stomachs, we have a ton of bacteria, this gut flora. And
Right.
there, oh gosh, I believe there's more bacteria in our stomach than something else in our body. I forget what it is.
When are we going to have your wife on the show? And she could tell us these things,
She could tell us these things. That'd be fun. That'd be interesting. But they are finding out that the gut, the bacteria in our stomach is communicating with our brains, and it's actually telling our brains what to do. And a lot of our cravings are that. I want sugar. I want this. Yeah. And so what's really interesting, though, is that our brains do actions sometimes before the signal is sent. So they're really researching, and there's been some studies on it already, and some papers writ on what's the physics term?
Tunsis.
Tinsis?
Tunsis. The driving cat.
No. Where you've got molecules in one place and then they're over here and
osmosis.
Anyways,
molecular dystrophy.
Okay. Anyways, it's on the tip of my tongue. Quantum physics. There it is.
Teeth in the lips.
So our brains are getting an order and doing it before the order is sent. So time travel type stuff from bacteria in our stomach.
Ant-Man kind
quantum
of
physics. Yeah. So it is really crazy. There's some really weird stuff going on in our bellies.
Yeah. I'm not. I need to brush up on my quantum physics before I have that conversation.
Tunsis.
Tunsis.
Is that a real thing? Tunsis,
the driving cat, was a skit on Saturday Night Live back in the 90s.
Tunsis is a name.
Tunsis is the cat.
Is the cat's name.
And he'd just jump in a car and drive and ended up running people off the road. And it's whatever.
Molecular dystrophy.
Just molecular dystopia. I don't know.
Yeah. What's your favorite genre of movie?
Oh. Ooh. Ah.
We should do a movie review podcast.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like just one episode is just a review of a
favorite
movie.
genre.
We should do Dune. I'll let you pick two.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that. I think probably tend to lean towards like action or sci-fi.
Musicals? Is that what you said?
I said that's what I said. Yeah, I don't know how you
action
got that
or
from
sci-fi. Okay, give me a couple.
So I mean,
I love those too.
Grew up on Star Wars.
Okay.
So I've I enjoy those. And look, we're all over the place with it. With the new ones and the old ones and the this and that and the other.
Space Lord of the Rings. Actually, I don't even know it at all. There's a fan conspiracy theory out there that George Lucas basically ripped off the Lord of the Rings, and that's what Star Wars is.
Funny.
I can kind of see it, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways,
I like Lord of the Rings too. Yeah, that's good. But of course, on those, the books are all the rage. The movies are good, but the books are the things. James Bond type stuff. Bourne, Jason Bourne.
Spy action.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. Espionage.
Yeah. You got it, dog.
Nice.
You?
I do love sci-fi and action, but most sci-fi does have a lot of action in it. I like dystopian movies a lot. So end of the world, post-apocalyptical type stuff. Whether it be like something like Book of Eli that's a little more slow and cerebral, but I love good plot twists. Westworld, I guess, could be a little dystopian, post-apocalyptical kind of thing. AI stuff is kind of the rage now. But I mean, there's a slew of old movies. My brain's just not working on names today. One with Harrison Ford where he was a robot.
He was a robot.
He was the AI.
Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
Was a robot.
It's not Escape from L.A. It was, and then they did a remake of it.
Oh, Running Man.
Yeah. And then what's the remake?
Running
19
Running Man.
Or 20.
Blade Runner.
Sorry,
not Running Man. That was Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that was also a dystopian.
Blade Runner.
So, Hunger Games, is a little bit more modern version.
Sure.
It says,
there were people watching going, it's freaking Blade Runner. Would you shut up already? What is wrong with you?
Comments are blowing up right now.
These idiots. We told you we're jackwagon.
They're thumbing it down.
It's nothing new. Holy cow.
Wow.
Shoot. This is what I think, though, when it comes to movies is it's for me, and this is probably a fault. This is one of my, what do they call them? This is a toxic trait. Is the movie has to be really bad for me to think it's really bad. Because a lot of the time, so I like the superhero stuff, and there's all kinds of opinions about it. People will hate them. They think they're dumb, whatever. Most of the time with movies, I'm watching them to how they do that, how they light that. Okay, what are they using? Okay, they pushed in, they pulled out, they panned, they did whatever. They got this thing on a truck. How's the acting? What's okay, they wrote those lines. I'm all over the place with trying to figure out how they did this.
You're undirecting it.
Yes. Yeah. So I just like movies.
Sure.
So I don't know. People go, that movie was terrible. I was like, oh, but did you see the cinematography?
Yeah. Did you see that plot twist where Ellie actually ended up being the bad guy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like that too. I can see past the bad acting and the bad script and go, this is what they were trying to do. Right. And I can enjoy what they were trying to do.
Sure.
But when people start to put shotgun noises on Glocks, and every time they go around a corner, they're re-racking the shotgun Glock, that's when I'm like,
Yeah.
You
How'd
can't
you
do
really do
that.
that? Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Right.
You've been shooting bullets for 15 minutes and you haven't reloaded yet.
Right.
That's not how it works.
100%. And the continuity stuff, like that stuff. Ugh,
yeah. So my wife's like, stop, leave it alone. And I'm like, you do the same when it's a medical scene.
Right. That's right.
You're looking up at the thing going, that's not what an EKG looks like.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Well, so like, for example, let's be for real here. And I'm probably going to, who knows who's going to be all up on my business for this. But let's take Star Wars, for example.
Oh,
let's take the first one they made.
I'm sorry, guys.
The one that was originally called Star Wars. Now it's called Star Wars A New Hope.
Yeah.
Man, when I was a kid,
which is episode
4.
Yeah, fourth book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was Luke Skywalker, right? I loved it. Like, we watched the movie all the time.
Yeah.
I was Luke Skywalker. My sister was Princess Leia. My older brother was...
Did you kiss her?
Han Solo. Come on, guy. Han Solo, you're so gross. So whatever. We played all the time. Well, and I think so in my mind then, when I went back and watched the movie as an adult, there are things in that I'm like, that is such bad acting.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
What happened with the plot here? And then, of course, all the other movies came out. Spoiler alerts and things. Warning. So, like, the
movie's been out for a while.
And the way that my wife hasn't seen any of them. Thank you.
Wow.
Right. So the way that they had to shape the script on the other movies to kind of fill in, and there's still holes. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can tell you didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
Darth Vader wasn't his father when you wrote that. Anakin Skywalker wasn't Darth Vader when you wrote that. You know what I mean? Leia wasn't Luke's sister when you wrote that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because the books were out a long time before the movies.
I'm sorry, what?
The books are out before the movies.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, are you sure?
I'm 1,000% sure. George Lucas wrote the script and made a movie.
Let's talk about Jar Jar Binks.
He's the worst. I can't. I almost can't watch Phantom Menace because of him.
You know who he is, though, right? And they cut him out.
Guy?
They cut him out. They cut out Jar Jar because everybody hated him. But you know who he is in the story, right?
Well, I don't know what you're getting at. So
the Sith Lord. He is. There.
I love this.
This is not a theory. Where's the button? Oh no. Hit the blue one. No, this is true. There's a whole script of Jar Jar Binks, the Sith Lord.
I'm sure there is.
And
a fan made it up.
No.
Yes.
Written by George Lucas.
False.
And there's letters back and forth between him and
guys, is he
J.J.
jerking my
Abrams,
gherkin here?
J.J.
What's
Abrams.
going on?
And J.J. said, I'm not going to do it. And he's like, you need to write. You need to do this. He's like, I'm not going to do it. Everybody hated it. I'll lose my career. And he didn't make the movie because of it. Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord. He's got the same eyes as the Sith Lord. He does the hand wavy thing. He is always around Anakin. Funny that, isn't it? He's on the same planet. He ends up being in the Senate. His mouth moves in the movie when the senator
on the same
guy
planet.
He was on Tatooine.
No, he wasn't.
With Luke.
He was on Naboo.
Okay, so Anakin Skywalker, not
Right.
Luke.
Anakin.
Yeah.
Anakin came from Tatooine as well.
And riding the pods. Jar Jar's right there.
Well, because he came with them.
His people live there.
No, they live on Naboo. Look, we're not gonna get into this argument.
Right. You're right. So, but no, like he is the Sith Lord, controlling everything from the behind the scenes. So, like when the senator is talking and he's like rallying the whole Senate, like when he kind of taking over before he becomes the bad guy, you see Jar Jar's mouth.
He's always the bad guy.
You see Jar Jar's mouth moving the same as his. Like he's using the Force to control his Padawan, which is the senator, which ends up being the Emperor. This is legit. This is legit. But everybody hated the character so much that they just cut him out. They didn't carry that story plot on.
That's good.
I've seen pictures of the script.
Good for you. All right, fine.
Oh man,
he's a Sith Lord. I'm glad they cut him out. It was stupid before we knew that.
I didn't think he was that bad.
No, it was terrible.
He's pretty dorky, but
yeah. And the things they have him say is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Squeeze me. He says that.
Yeah.
I think Michelle said that on Full House or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or was that the girl that always busted in the back door?
Kimmy Gibbler?
Gibbler.
I don't remember.
We all need a Kimmy Gibbler in our life.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Kimmy Gibbler.
I think I've been a Kimmy Gibbler.
I love that show.
To a family.
That was a good show.
It was a fun show. I should have my kids watch that. So sci-fi and action.
I like picking the movies apart.
I do too. It's a lot of fun. We should do a watch party episode where we like watch something, then we come in and we talk about it.
Yeah,
a recap.
Be good.
Movie review.
Be good.
Have you watched Dune, the new ones?
I haven't seen the new one.
Did you see the old one?
Some of it
pretty crazy, weird, deep.
I played the computer game more than I watched.
Oh wow!
Saw the movie.
The new movie. I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. Great, super good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So I told somebody the other day. They're like, "Have you seen it?" I was like, "No." Or they assumed I had seen it. I was like, "I haven't seen it." They're like, well, "What is wrong with you?"
You would love the cinematography. It's epic.
Yeah.
Big scale.
Yeah.
Tall spaceships and just big scale stuff.
That's the thing. I love movies so much, but then there's been some of the like classics or the big ones like that do like that I haven't seen. I've never seen Avatar, and that's one that everybody has talked about and this, that, and the other. It was probably not until it's been within the last decade that I watched Godfather.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Godfather's good.
it's good.
Avatar is good, but it's also cheesy and cheap at the same time. Is Epic big? What is it still the record?
I think, yes, it is.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
It's kind of woke though.
Is it?
Which that's fine. I can handle that, you know. But yeah, it's definitely a propaganda movie. They're trying to say something,
right?
Which there's a lot of movies that are trying to say something.
That's why movies were created.
Yeah, I also like kind of artsy movies like Collateral.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one with not Tom?
I know I've heard of it. I don't know that I've seen it.
Not Tom Hanks, not at all. Mission Impossible. What's it?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Thank you. Where he's an assassin and he's got like gray blonde hair. It's at nighttime with Jamie Foxx driving around in a taxi cab. That's a good one.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
got a little slower pace.
Yeah.
I like, plot twists and stuff.
I like the Mission Impossible ones. That's good.
Groundhog Day. I love time loop
That's
movies.
good. Yeah.
My wife hates them. I love time
good.
loop movies.
Mm-hmm.
When Stargate SG-1 did the time loop where Jack O'Neill and Teal'c were in a time loop, that was so fun.
Yeah.
I would love to get caught in a time loop.
Yeah.
Where every day starts new again,
Are
even
you
if
talking
you die.
Stargate the movie or Stargate the show?
The show.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, SG-1 was so good.
I haven't gotten all the way through them, but I started watching them religiously probably a few years ago, and I.
So what you should do, and
Slowed down.
I've got a whole spreadsheet of the order that you should
I'm
watch them
sure
in
you do.
chronologically.
Nope.
Yeah, you need to.
I don't know.
Because even the same characters, there's Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis at the same time, and this character goes to that show and does stuff. This character comes to this show and does stuff. So you want to watch them chronologically, because these ones they come out in different orders. But if you like story plot, you have to do chronological.
I don't have time for that.
Okay, I mean, there's only 10.
So, okay, well, I'll say this.
There's only like 33 seasons. It's fine.
Yeah, that's all.
Took me 3 years to go through them all.
I'm sure it did. But so like the Arrow,
The
Green Arrow,
yeah,
called Arrow,
yeah,
Flash.
yeah.
So those shows, I watched like all those, and those have story arcs where they jump shows. But I'm not going and watching all the shows. I haven't watched the Legends of Tomorrow, and I don't feel like I care to.
Mm-hmm.
But I did watch all of Arrow. I did watch all of Flash, and I watched across blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now, if Arrow or Flash had an episode in one of the, I would watch that specific episode, but I wouldn't watch the whole season of Legends of Tomorrow. Just that episode.
Sure.
That mattered.
If you want to watch Stargate,
Okay.
you have to watch them all chronologically.
Okay.
Because they are so intermingled.
Well, I started watching SG-1,
Yeah.
and I never have seen one show of Atlantis.
Well, it doesn't really key over until I think season 5 or 7 or something
I think
like
that's
that.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Good show, though. Good show.
Good
I do
stuff.
like that show.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite shows.
Good concept.
Yeah. Yeah. There was something I was going to say. So like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I watched. This was before. This was like halfway through what is now there.
Yeah.
I watched all the movies and the TV shows chronologically because there's so much. Like you start this movie and they reference things. I'm like, what are they talking about? Well, it was in the TV show.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I love chronological stuff. I read the Bible chronologically. Instead of just cover to cover. So it's out of order time wise. So they group them in the Exodus stuff, and then some story plot stuff, and then the prophets, or there's the poetry, and then there's the prophets. So chronologically, it's not in the cover to cover order. So I like to read it chronologically because it makes more sense to me. Like now I get the overall story plot as opposed to just things out of order. You're like, why are they doing that? That doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What's your favorite superhero?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
he's a regular dude that uses his brain.
So I was going to say,
given a gift,
right? My two favorite are
Batman, but he's dark.
Batman and Iron Man are my two favorites.
I love Robert Downey Jr. His character though is just
he does it well.
You think that he's a arrogant asshole playboy.
Yeah,
there's our one cuss word for YouTube. But he does actually have a heart, and he is very selfless, which you see, later on. But I think Iron Man 1 was one of the best Marvel movies because it wasn't all about explosions and spaceships.
Right.
You know, there was a whole
It's
lot
about
more
him figuring out how to
story
become
plot.
Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love Iron Man 1.
Favorite Batman? I've got mine.
I think Christian Bale is my favorite.
Yeah.
Not my favorite person, but just hearing some of the stuff that he did to coworkers and things.
Sure.
But
I don't know about any of that, but
I think those three were probably my favorite Batmans.
yeah.
What about you?
I liked those movies a lot. Those were great. And I liked how they made it very like they told the origin of how he actually developed into the fighting styles and things like that. And so
Now I haven't watched the one where Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker. I haven't seen that yet.
okay.
So I haven't seen them all. I think
Well, that's just Joker.
oh, is it? There's not
Yeah.
Batman in that. So
Is he? I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So I haven't seen that. So I don't know if he's
Yeah.
in it. I don't think he is.
Okay.
That's kind of the origin story of the Joker.
Who's the newest one? Ben
Affleck?
Ben Affleck? Is that the latest one?
Was he? No,
No,
I
there
think
was another
Christian
guy.
Bale was after Affleck, wasn't he?
No, Affleck was after Christian Bale.
Oh, really?
But then there was another guy.
Well, Michael Keaton's my favorite.
Okay, so going back
The original,
pre.
89.
Yeah.
Loved it. As a kid, I think it's just some of the nostalgia, but I like Michael Keaton. I think he's fun. But then after him was Val Kilmer,
I haven't seen that one.
and then George Clooney.
I saw that one. Were
I think
those
George
two?
Clooney was 2. He did
of
2
them,
of them.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they gave it a rest for a while, I thought. And then Christian Bale, I guess.
They rebooted.
And
yeah.
then Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
No, there's another guy.
Who is it? Who's the other guy?
I can see
Tell
his
us.
face.
No, you tell us. Who's the other guy? Oh,
There it is.
yes. The Batman.
Yeah.
Hold on. He's the guy that was in Twilight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Edward.
And
No,
hey,
it's
that's
coming
his
to me.
Team Edward. Yeah.
It's coming to me. Just a minute.
I'm gonna beat you.
Holy poo. You just don't shout it out yet. Everybody else already knows, but I can't think of his name.
Oh, RP.
Robert. Right? Is it Robert?
Keep going.
I was going to say Robert Palmer. He's a singer. Oh, my word.
Pattinson.
Thank you.
Robert Pattinson.
All right.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one either.
He did good. That one was good. I
Okay.
liked that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what about it that I really liked. He was a bit more emotional, I felt like.
I heard that one was like really dark.
They're all really dark.
Well, they are, but like this one was like at another level.
You see some of his struggle. It's a little more depression dark.
Sure.
Yeah, you see his struggle more, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Wow. We brought
Ladies
down
and
the house, didn't
gentlemen, we hit some notes on this one.
we did.
That was fun. So this is episode
8.
8. The Oak
No,
Show.
it isn't.
No,
This is 9.
This is 9. Yeah, we did. We released 8 last time.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about 0.
Yeah. So
This is 9.
Our numbers are.
This is 9. Well, that's one's in the books, folks. Episode 9. That does it for you. So,
And again, we want to do a thing where we're meeting at a place, and we would love for you guys to be there with us. So if you want to be there, message us, put it in the comments if you want to watch us live. Typically, we're looking at a 2-hour time frame.
and we'll just let you know. We'll let you
Yeah.
know when we get it all figured out, and we'll make you aware, and you can be there if you want. So,
Bye.
deuces, mooses.
2 fingers.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Boom.